This is AI security news and trends from our AI SecOps podcast.
Some of the more recent happenings around artificial intelligence. And now I might be a little bit of a week out here, but I want to mention a couple of things that have happened. One is an article that I picked up from Daniel Miessler, and that is the title is North Korea leverages AI to scale IT worker fraud operations. Okta research is showing that North Korea is recruiting remote tech workers via elaborate AI-backed schemes to bypass sanctions and fund the regime. Wow, what a thing. The gist of the article is that Okta Threat Intelligence has conducted some in-depth research into online services used by individuals identified by U.S. authorities as agents for the DPRK, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, otherwise known as North Korea. And the research is pointing to the idea that generative artificial intelligence is playing an integral role in how North Korean nationals gain employment in remote technical roles around the globe. So it's being referred to, some researchers are referring to this as DPRK IT workers or wage mole campaigns. The idea being that Gen AI is being used to create compelling personas at numerous stages of the job application and interview process. Once employed, the Gen AI tools are used to assist in maintaining multiple simultaneous roles to earn revenue for the state. So this is a state that is, broke, looking for resources, as we know. And we're seeing a reciprocal sort of action with artificial intelligence as a part of that. What do you think about that, Bronwyn?
So while you were doing the setup, I did a quick web search on the side, and there are a lot of articles talking about the North Korean IT workers and how prevalent it is. And I think you hit the nail on the head. They're a poor country. They're looking for ways to increase revenue uptake, not only for individuals, but also very much for the government. And I think that it's a microcosm of what we as cybersecurity professionals are going to need to contend with going forward. Because in a lot of, I think one of the most, one story in particular that sticks out in my mind is a gentleman who was hired, and the persona, the character that he created was completely fraudulent, completely made up character. And he went in, he was hired, he was vetted, he went through all of this, and then it was only afterwards that they figured out that he was a fraud, that he was not there. And it's not just against individuals, it's not just these romance scams, but it's also corporate.
The assertion here is that I can use generative AI to generate myself as a compelling technical prospect as a candidate, right? I can actually apply for and get the job, and I can even do the job with generative AI.
Yeah. They use Gen AI to generate a photo. Based on the photo, then they can generate a deep fake. They use Gen AI to create the entire persona, the backstory, the work history. They create a LinkedIn profile so that it has some semblance of plausibility. And it's like the old style creating, the thing you see on movies about creating this false persona and how many layers deep you have to go in order to pass a background check. And now it's all being done with Gen AI.
Yeah, I just don't know. It'd be interested to know how people discovered it, and I'm sure the article goes on to say some of that. But I am pretty darn sure in the same breath here that discovering that was non-trivial and not an easy thing to do. And as the technology improves, we're going to see more and more of this kind of activity where we have concerted campaigns occurring that cover multiple areas of human life that are completely faked. So it's a bizarre thing. Let's call an end to this one. Happy prompting, everybody. Be safe out there, and we will see you next time.